Four on the Floor, brought to you by Citywide Banks.
These are smart people out there.
Well, never know. First question. All right.
If you have to explain it, it's not any good.
What?
I'm going to read it. Dumpster fire. What NFL team is most dysfunctional? That's a good question. Who would you say?
Oh, I think there are a few candidates. The Chicago Bears would be a candidate.
No.
I think right now the 49ers would be a candidate, but there's only one team out there. There's only one team out there that deserves this honor right now, and that is the Washington Redskins. Every single day, one thing after another. We can't even mention the story that came out in the last 24 hours about what's going on there with their new general manager.
Why can't we mention
Oh, wait. That's the 49ers. Never mind. Never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about with the 49ers.
Yeah, never mind.
So
that was a bad one. That was a bad one.
No, the general manager of
the Redskins.
Washington's wife chewed on an ESPN commentator.
Yeah, that's why I do have it right. Yeah.
Why can't we mention that story?
No. Because I was starting. Well, you can't really mention what it was all about. I guess if you use the right words.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's out there publicly. She accused her of sleeping with the NFL players to get stories, and it was
the general manager. No. The wife of the general manager claims that the reporter was doing dirty deeds with the general manager.
Of Washington? No, that's not what I heard.
Yes.
Well, she apologized and said she was wrong and everything else. So, but you're right. It all starts with Dan Snyder. I mean, he just.
Yep.
How do these guys? I'll take my third. How do guys like Snyder? Mark Davis inherited his team. These people, we have to be very careful in Denver. These people that inherit teams, except with the Pittsburgh Steelers, San Diego's been okay. But this league has become a league of the idiot kids. That's kind of scary for the future, isn't it? Mark Davis he couldn't deflate a football. He didn't know it had air in it. He thinks it's filled with cotton or something. Dan Snyder's, that's a scary guy.
Yeah, fish stinks at the head there. All right, number two, Fred Jackson, running back. Does he have a legitimate complaint, the way he was let go by the Buffalo Bills, or the fact that he was let go? Or is he just being a crybaby about the whole thing?
He's a bawa, yeah. It's what I say all the time to the interns and everybody else in life. Don't burn your bridges. You had a great career there. They gave you a chance. Oh, they didn't talk to me. Guess what? It's a business. You don't talk to them. Fred doesn't go in and say, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about maybe I'd like to be out of here as a free agent. He didn't do that. He's getting a job with Seattle. He's trading up. Why would he care?
Fred Jackson is in his 9th year. If he doesn't understand that this is a cold-blooded business, this is a cold-blooded business, football. Plus, he's 34 years old. His expiration date is long past as a running back in the NFL. He didn't expect this.
There should be a stamp on the side of his head.
And not only that.
Don't use after 2014.
Well, and not only that, where does the entitlement come from? This is a guy, even though he played there for 9 years, he had 1 year where he ran for over 1,000 yards, no years where he was a Pro Bowl player. And they never went to the playoffs with Fred Jackson as the mayor of Buffalo. I don't get it. It's the game.
Okay.
All right, third question. James Harden says that Ty Lawson, his new teammate with the Houston Rockets, is a changed man. Is that just a dumb statement? Would James Harden know that, especially this early in the game?
You're answering it, but did James Harden ever play with him before? No. How does he know? I mean, he showed up.
Practicing with him a little bit now.
Okay, he's practicing with him. He's okay if you lock him in a gym.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will act like a normal person locked in a gym. Guess what, James? Don't get in a car with him. Don't go to a party with him. Don't do anything with him except in a locked gym. Is he a changed man? I hope he is. Don't we all hope that people change?
Sure.
So,
yeah, look, I hope James Harden is right, but how can you make that statement this early? I mean, the guy just got out of alcohol rehab. I mean, really, you got to give it time. You might have to give it 2, 3, 4, 5 years before we know if he's truly a changed man. Because once Ty Lawson gets into the season and starts going to the clubs on the road and starts dealing with the roadies, I mean, you got to wait before you can claim him to be a changed man.
Don't get a house next to him either.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, would you wrestle a rabid grizzly bear, or would you swim in the Rio de Janeiro Olympics location? Can I go first on this?
Sure, absolutely.
You can die from a rabid grizzly bear, all right? If you swim in the water in Rio de Janeiro, the worst that's going to happen is you might get fever and you might be vomiting.
And you die. And you die.
No, nobody's died yet. People have gotten sick. A rabid grizzly bear?
You want to rash the rest of your life?
I don't even care if he's non-rabid. I don't want to deal with a grizzly bear.
So I went up to the mountains with this guy, and we talked to the forest ranger. We said, we're going to hike through the woods in the mountains of Colorado when I moved out here. What should be aware of? Be aware of the bears. Well, what do? He said, don't try and outrun them. Just stand there and stare at them. And so he said, whatever you do, don't try to outrun the bear because he'll outrun you and he'll eat you. So we're hiking and camping, and 3 days later, we walk into the woods and we see this grizzly bear, big brown bear, and I said to my friend, don't run, don't run. We stand here and we look him in the eye, and eventually he'll get bored and go away. Well, there's some rustling going on behind me, and I turn and my friend is in his bag, and he's putting on sneakers. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I don't have to outrun the bear, I just have to outrun you. I'd rather swim in Rio de Janeiro with those women that are up wearing those.
They're not going to be interested in you if you're vomiting all over the place. Citywide Banks is a family-owned, Colorado-focused bank. They have 25 locations in and around, or excuse me, they have 12 locations in and around Denver and Boulder, but they have more than 25 services that your business could use, and they do a lot with charity in and around Colorado. So do your banking where we do ours.